Conversations with companions.
Hey there, Tyler, you alright?
Hey. Oh, hang on. Video. Oh yeah. Hey,
There you go. How you doing? You alright?
I'm good. Yeah,
Nice to finally put a face to a name. How you doing?
yeah, I'm good.
Good stuff, good stuff. And is Caleb going to be joining us as well? Just yourself today?
I think it's just gonna be me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's no worries at all. To be honest, we'll just keep it like kind of really chill. We'll do kind of a 15 minute segment just asking you a few questions, and then we'll just have
Okay.
a bit of general chit chat in between and go from there, really, if you're cool with that.
Yeah, that's good.
Nice one, nice one. All right, so let's get started then. So welcome back to another Conversations with a Companion. This week we are covering the season 4 finale, and joining me this week is Tyler from Doctor Who Chronological. Tyler, tell us a bit about yourself.
So, yeah, my name's Tyler. I'm from London. I've been a Doctor Who fan since I was about 10. So from Matt
Okay.
Smith.
Yep.
Um, because I watched Eccleston when I was a kid, and The Empty
Hmm.
Child scared me so much that I didn't watch it till Matt
Yeah.
Smith. Then I cried.
Yeah, I don't blame you on that one. I don't blame you on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Um,
And yeah,
yeah. And
so sorry, go on.
it's about the podcast as well. So I'm in
Yeah.
a podcast with two of my mates, and we basically watch new Doctor Who in chronological order.
Okay.
So we watch all of the new episodes, but in timeline order. So in terms
Hmm.
of what year it's set rather than what year it came out.
Okay,
So
no, that's a really interesting. So, what would be the first episode then? Is it Fires of Pompeii, maybe, or
yeah, yeah,
it
Fires
is?
of
Yeah,
Pompeii. Because we're doing it by kind of because it jumps around a lot, obviously. So we're doing it by
yeah,
like the majority of when it's set, because otherwise it would be just insane.
yeah,
But it's quite fun, you know.
yeah. No,
Because
that's
I
good.
think
And you say you do it with two
different
other
ones.
people as well.
Yeah, so two of my mates, they're also massive Doctor Who fans. We just kind of we do like a live rewatch of each episode and like kind of just to make jokes and make each other laugh, basically.
Yeah, it's the best way to do it, really, isn't it?
And it's
Best way
really
to do it.
interesting in this order because it makes no sense, you know. Like
Yeah,
each episode's a different Doctor,
yeah,
different series, different companion. It's like it's insane.
yeah. Brilliant. And are you doing it all of New Who rather than the original Doctor Who?
Yeah, we're just doing new. We're watching a few classic ones, just the ones we really like. But
Yeah,
at one point we were going to do it, but it was like with just New Who, it's already like 150 episodes or something.
yeah. I was the same.
That would have been insane, you know. Like 200 over 200. It's like,
Yeah,
can we do this till we're 80? You know,
yeah, well, that's the thing. I
it's
mean,
much better.
yeah. To be honest, we had a similar thing as well. You know, we were looking through. I mean, I'd never seen Doctor Who. Of course, I knew of it and everything like
Mm.
that. And we sat down and we're like, "There's a lot to cover here. There is a lot to cover." But to be honest, though, it means you can keep kind of keep the show running for a while. And the beauty of it, I mean,
Oh, definitely.
it's always difficult with now that Doctor Who's with Disney Plus and everything like that. So
Mm.
you don't know if they're going to do what they did to Star Wars Acolyte and just cut it after after there. But
Mm.
hopefully they're going to keep it running. So again, it's one of those things. But yeah, brilliant. So is it are you guys on Spotify? Is it mainly YouTube,
Uh,
TikTok?
we're on YouTube mainly.
Brilliant.
We have an Instagram as well. We post memes and stuff on there and
Yeah.
reviews and stuff.
Again,
But
best.
mostly yeah, YouTube. Because me and my mate Caleb in the podcast, we've I've known him for a while, and we always do film stuff together. So we
Yeah.
editing films is kind of our thing than
Yeah.
editing audio. So we kind of leaned into that, and we just like meme loads of shots, and it's just insane. So,
Yeah. No, that's
so
perfect.
fun, you know?
And yeah, and what's the name of your channel? Is it just Doctor Who
Yeah,
Chronological or
so
yeah?
on YouTube it's Doctor Who chronological,
Hmm.
and the image is the absorber off
Yeah.
from Love and Destiny, so you'll be able to see that. And then on Instagram it's again Doctor Who chronological, Doctor Who underscore chronological, and
Yeah.
we post a lot of I post on that account all the time. And right now we went to Cardiff a few
Okay.
days ago.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
went around and filmed Doctor Who filming locations and like
yeah.
recreated shots and stuff. So we're posting a lot about that right now.
Y-
It's a vlog coming out soon that we filmed there as well.
Brilliant. No, well, like, if you're listening, please do go check them out. And I've got to say, Cardiff is really cool. I mean, I went
That's
in
awesome.
February,
Yeah.
and I had to go see the Torchwood HQ. I was just like, I've
Oh
got to do
yeah,
it.
that
I
was
just had
great.
to do it, and then we ended up going down to oh, what's the it's a NATO shrine. I can't remember what the
Oh, is
actual
it?
bay
Yeah,
is called. Is it Mermaid Bay or Mermaid Key or something like that?
yeah.
Down that way,
Yeah.
and again, it's just really cool. It's just
It
you
was so
see.
cool. We saw so much stuff, and we went to a bunch of weird places. Well, we went to the street at the end of Love and Monsters.
Okay,
We went
yeah,
to the road that Danny Pink got run over on.
yeah,
Just like really obscure ones. We also went to
yeah,
like Rose's work from Rose, and
yeah,
kind of there was so much to see. We were only there for 3 days, so we want
yeah.
to go again and visit like Bad Wolf Bay and a bunch of
Yeah,
other
I mean, to be honest, I again looked at Bad Wolf
works.
Bay, and it's just a little bit out of kind of
Yeah,
Cardiff. I mean, it's doable, it's drivable, but it is.
yeah.
I
It was like
can't
2 hours
imagine
or
it's easy getting
something.
there with public transport. You got to either get a taxi or drive there. But no, that's really good. As I said, if you're listening, please go check out Doctor Who Chronological. Yeah, no, sounds really good. So, should we crack on with the questions then?
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, you kind of did tell me answer the first one about when did you start watching Doctor Who? So it was Christopher Eccleston up until the empty child, and then left it till Matt Smith, or did you see a few episodes in
So
between?
I definitely saw David Tennant, but I wasn't like avidly watching. I think it was from my point of view, I think I became like a Doctor Who fan with Matt Smith,
Yeah,
the 11th Hour, and like I used to get the Doctor Who magazine. I used to get all the action figures, and I was like really into it.
hmm
And when I started watching Matt Smith, I got all the David Tennant and Eccleston on DVD, and I went back and watched all the David Tennants on DVD
yeah,
after. And then obviously I loved it. Like David Tennant's just great.
yeah,
But but yeah, but then from Matt Smith all the way through to Capaldi was just like, oh, amazing. Yeah.
yeah.
But
So I'm looking forward to that because as I'm sure Josh's favorite Doctor's Peter Capaldi.
oh,
Uh,
same. He's the
Brad's is
best.
David Tennant. Oh, it's same. Oh, there you go. Oh,
He's
I see.
amazing.
He's going to be back editing in this, and he's just going to go, "Yes, that's it." Someone else, because it's really weird. Because a lot of people I speak to, they think Peter Capaldi's all right, but it's either David Tennant or Matt Smith. There's
Yeah.
never really
Mm.
anything. So yeah, and Brad's is David Tennant. Mine for the moment is David Tennant, but it's kind of
Yeah.
cheating because I've only really seen two Doctors. So
Yeah. I
it's
mean, for
difficult.
me, it's interesting because yeah, Capaldi in terms of the Doctor's character, Capaldi's my favorite. But in terms
Hmm
of like the era
Yeah.
and the episodes, probably Matt Smith. But then obviously David Tennant's also just iconic.
Yeah, yeah,
So, it's kind of yeah.
yeah.
It's hard.
No, that's good. That's good. So, what was the first episode you remember watching as a kid of Doctor Who?
Oh, probably Rose, to be honest.
Okay,
But
yeah,
the first one that really sticks in my mind is probably The Empty Child just because of
yeah,
how it like traumatized me.
yeah,
It's quite creepy. Like a lot of stuff in that episode is like, oh my God, because I was 5 when it came out, and it was like,
Mm,
whoa, that's nuts. When that guy
yeah.
turned it into the gas mask, it's like, whoa.
I mean that's the thing. We covered Waters of
Hey.
Mars last week, and
Oh,
it just.
amazing episode.
I mean, I'm 26, and I'm still sitting there thinking that's scary. I mean, God knows
Oh
how it would
yeah.
have been if you're a kid. It's just, there's some.
Waters of Mars is such a great episode. I
I
watched that
yeah.
again for the first. I rewatched it for the first time recently, and it's just, oh my God, it's
It,
probably Tennant's best performance, I
Oh,
think.
don't honestly. It is at the moment my favorite episode of Doctor Who
It's
by
great.
far. It's just
Yeah.
it had everything in it. It was set in the future, set on Mars, scary alien,
And
tense.
also
It was
you see the doc. It's for me, it's peak 10th Doctor because he kind of snaps and he's just you see that
yeah,
dark side of him so
yeah.
much. It's like whoa, oh my God,
It's perfect,
so good.
absolutely perfect. But yeah, honestly, I would love to keep talking about Wars of Mars, but I know
Yeah,
this week we are covering the season four
fine.
finale, which we'll get to in a bit. But what is your favorite episode of Doctor Who and why?
It's just so hard. I have like a top two.
Okay, yeah.
you haven't seen either of them yet, but my number one is from series 5, Amy's Choice.
Okay.
Mess. It's just
Hmm.
such a great episode. Like in terms of storytelling, it's just so good.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of like a lot of different dreams and stuff, and like playing
Hmm.
around with dreams, which is
Yeah.
really awesome. But my number 2 is Heaven Sent with Peter Capaldi, which is
Okay.
like it's not for a while, but oh my god, if you ask most Doctor Who fans, they'll say that that's probably their favorite because it's just so good.
Okay. Nice.
Because
Nice.
it's Peter Capaldi, like just him, and like it's just his performance is just really awesome.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
those two, if I had to pick, but yeah,
Perfect. There you go. I can just hear Josh just scream with joy now, just from all the way from Dubai. He's like, "Oh my God, someone else likes Peter Capaldi." And we're
yeah.
never going to hear this down. Like every single episode now, he's just going to be like, "Right, we've got to bring Tyler back on because it's
Biggest,
yeah."
all three of us are the biggest Capaldi fans. We love him.
Don't say that. He'll join you boys next. He'll be like, "No." So I'm going over to a different podcast where they appreciate Peter Capaldi, not. But no, okay. So that's really good. So that was sorry, what was the
Amy's Choice.
Amy's Choice and Heaven Sent.
Heaven Sent, yeah. Amy's Choice is coming up in the next series, so
Yeah.
that'll be
Nice, brilliant.
good.
Okay, well, the next question, bit of an interesting one. So, what is the coolest bit of merch that you own of Doctor Who, or you've seen, or what would you say?
I think of what Doctor Who merch I own. Oh, I don't. Oh, I mean, I used to when I was a kid, I used to get all the like toys and stuff. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I remember for Christmas one year, I got the set of like all 11 Doctors figures. Like,
nice, nice.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I still have a lot of them somewhere, but I mean, we always joke about getting a David Tennant cut out for the
yeah.
podcast.
You got to do it, a life size
Standing in
one.
the back,
Yeah,
watching everyone.
yeah, and it's got to
But,
be a life size one as well. It can't be a
oh, of
short. It's
course.
got to be full
Yeah, yeah.
full size.
Just fourth
Yeah.
member.
No, that's good. That's good. And like, have you been to any kind of things like Comic-Con or any Doctor Who
Yeah,
specific
I
conventions?
used to go to Comic Con a lot,
Hmm.
and yeah, I used to go quite a bit. I never met anyone from Doctor Who there, but I did meet the actress who plays Jo in Classic Who
Okay. Yeah.
one time, but that was just like at like my friend's party or something. It was really random.
Yeah.
But I did used to go to Comic Con a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know that show Primeval.
I've heard of it. Yes. I
I
never
met
saw it. Again, yeah.
yeah, I met one of the guys from my favorite character from that at Comic Con one year, and it was just like
Brilliant.
amazing. We
Yeah.
I think Billy Piper was at Comic Con or someone, and we wanted to go, but I think it didn't line up. But one day we'll go and meet someone from Doctor Who.
Yeah. To be honest, the
There's
last
always
Comic.
something,
Oh, exactly. There is always, and I think the last Comic Con I went to was, I want to say 22 over in oh, I can't remember where it is now. Not kind of West London way.
Nice.
Kensington. No, not
Yeah,
Kensington. I think it's Kensington. Yeah. And Jodie Whittaker was there.
nice.
I think Tom Baker was there as well. Actually, it was quite. Like, I looked at it and I was like, wow, I can't believe how many. But the trouble is, to see Jodie Whittaker, and at the time I hadn't seen any episodes of Doctor Who or anything like that. But at the time, I mean, it was quite expensive to go, kind of meet her and get, because she
Oh,
was like I suppose you call him headliner,
yeah.
and the queue for her was absolutely
Oh,
phenomenal.
queues are insane. Yeah.
Like it just, and bear in mind they're like, oh, you've got to come at your allocated slot time as well and everything like that. And I'm like, if that's people's allocated slot, that's incredible. So,
Oh, it's nuts. Yeah.
but it's nice to see though. It's nice to see that fans appreciate, even though I know, from like what I've read and heard and everything like that, she was considered probably the weaker Doctor, but because of the writing, it's really nice to see
Yeah.
people
Yeah, the
support
writing
her.
was
Because what I mean, again, what she's done for
yeah.
Doctor Who and everything like that. It's incredible. So yeah, so I am actually quite looking forward to watching her episodes, but I've been warned that
Yeah.
the
It's
writing is shoddy.
well,
So yeah, we'll see, we'll see.
we do. I mean, like, we don't we. There are lots of good aspects, I suppose, and she is a good actor. Well, they're all good actors, but
Yeah,
she was just so wasted by the writing. Like the writing was just so bad. Like it just felt like a different show completely.
Yeah, and
We're
that's
not
the
the
thing.
biggest fans of
No.
Doctor Chronological, but we still watch our episodes and like have a laugh. So it's
Yeah. No, that's good though. That's good. And it's difficult, isn't it?
it makes it more entertaining for us and more
Yeah.
comments.
It is funny because even the episodes that I've seen, you look at certain writing choices or dialogue, and I love to pick holes in things. Josh
Yeah,
does as well because we both know it winds up Brad, especially if it's an episode that he likes or something like that. And
yeah,
my favorite one is just people picking up the TARDIS. Just you've got
yeah,
this thing and it's just like, how can people pick it up? You're not supposed to be able to. So they put it on the back of a truck, and I'm like, hold on a minute, how does
yeah,
that work? And it's just like it works
yeah,
because the writer said it works. That's it. It's
yeah.
but it is, yeah,
Like
it
in
is good.
was it Fires of Pompeii? We watched that was the first one we watched, and there's a bit where like they leave the TARDIS for 2 seconds, and this storeholder guy is just like, yeah, sold it, and it's
Uh,
just like what?
exactly, and it's like, how have you A picked that up, B moved it along without anyone noticing, and
So
C
funny.
sold it to someone who's then
Yeah.
carried it home. It's incredible. But yeah. So, who is your favorite companion?
I'd probably have to say Amy Pond or
Hmm.
maybe Clara because
Okay.
I'm just again Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi era, Moffat era Doctor Who is just my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
I love RTD and I love David Tennant and Eccleston, but for me, the Moffat era is like my when I became a Doctor Who fan, so it's like
Yeah.
special place in my heart. But I think probably Amy, because either Amy or Donna, it goes
Yeah.
either way.
Oh,
The
interesting. Donna
feisty,
as well.
feisty redheads, they're just
Yeah.
hilarious. But
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Amy is, I don't know, I think because I'm half Scottish as well, I just, that Scottish sass that
Yeah.
Amy has, great. I mean, same with Capaldi as well, like, I think that's why they have hold a special place in my heart. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, probably Amy or maybe Donna.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I wasn't really a fan of Donna, which
Yeah,
is really weird because, again, like I know that she's based in London, but you can definitely see that she's kind of picking on the like Essex roots and everything like that. And it's
yeah,
just,
yeah,
she was very loud. That was
yeah,
that was my issue.
yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, she does have the funniest lines of dialogue for a companion.
Oh yeah,
I think that some of the things she comes out with are just absolutely hilarious. Like, there's
yeah.
nobody's not even come close to some of the one-liners she's had. But
Oh yeah,
it was just very shouty to go from someone like Martha, who was a bit more
quite shaggy.
cooler, collective. She was there. It was quite a juxtaposition. But yeah, I mean, like,
What I
it was.
quite what I quite like about Donna is because obviously with Rose you had the whole romance thing with Rose,
Yep.
and Martha was in love with the Doctor, but he wasn't in love
Hmm.
back. Like, all that kind of dynamic. But what I love about Martha is that there's like not a single trace of romance or anything
No.
between them. It's purely just she would just if anyone
Yeah.
suggested it to her, she'd just be like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah.
It's
No, but
just so good.
yeah, no, that's
That's
true.
what
That's
I
true.
quite like about it.
Yeah.
Dynamic, kind of
But
it changes up
again,
a little bit.
yeah. And again, it's what you said, it makes a difference,
Mm.
because kind of Martha was almost like that rebound kind of thing. And then
Yeah,
suddenly
yeah,
you've just got Donna, who is just independent. She is purely,
yeah.
there's no like romantic ties or anything else. So yeah,
That's
so
fair.
it's, yeah, I'd never thought of it like that way. But yeah, no, that's good. So the final question for the
Mm.
little segment that we've got is the season 4 finale.
Yes.
Love it or hate it?
Uh, I used to really like it, but me
Okay.
and I don't know, me and Caleb watched it. Me and Caleb, my co-host,
Yeah.
we one of my co-hosts, we watched it like last year, maybe.
Mhm.
Again, quite recently, we rewatched it, and it was like, oh my God, this is so bad. I don't know. I feel like Waters of Mars is. I feel like Waters of Mars would have been a great farewell to David Tennant's Doctor,
Yeah.
but I felt like they wanted to bring the Master back, so that's why they did it.
Well, yeah, I agree.
It was so
It's
dark, and it was so
yeah,
like, oh, imagine if he somehow regenerated after that, it would have been like, whoa, like really powerful. But I feel I because so when we watched it again recently, we were kind of like I, I it's just a bit annoying how kind of whiny he is about regenerating, you
Yeah,
know? And
yeah,
it's like, mate, you've done this like 10 times, mate.
yeah,
You should know the drill. And he also got the funny thing is like he's the one doctor who got a second chance. Like he was gonna regenerate in the Davros one in the
yeah,
finale.
yeah,
And he
and
didn't.
the
And he got a chance to not regenerate. And it's like, okay, so you actually did get a second chance, and he's still like, oh,
well,
I want to do it. It's like, oh,
yeah, it just, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that they
that's
were really trying to tug on the heartstrings of the audience, with
oh yeah,
I don't want to go, that kind of thing. And
oh yeah. It's
it,
very, it is very emotional. It's regeneration.
yeah, it's very nice. And I suppose I mean, I know Christopher Eccleston was the first Doctor of New Who, but
Mm.
I do think David Tennant's first season got a lot of people back.
Oh yeah,
So for them, he was their
he's
kind
a
of
lot of
first
people's.
Doctor. And,
Oh yeah,
you know, I get that they try to give him a nice send off, but I do think that I agree with you. The Waters of Mars would have been a perfect ending.
so good.
It just, but I mean, look, it was a bad ending.
No, yeah.
I thought it was
In the
quite
end, it was
sweet.
good.
Yeah, I
I
thought it was
just,
quite sweet, but
it's interesting because it's like I don't feel like it needed to be that big, you know.
Mhm.
I don't feel
Yeah,
like. I mean, it is very. I mean, it's fitting that it was really over the top because his doctor is very emotional and and like kind of gets angry and like it's quite over the top, so it kind of matches his era a lot.
yeah.
But I feel like the massive like two-parter and like and it was so long. It's just, it didn't need to be that long, you know. But I do
No,
love it, so
no.
that's what does it for me. Really, is I get to see Wilf again. Yeah, I'll watch it.
I was going to say, Wilf is one of my
You know,
favorite
he's the
side
best part of
characters.
it
He
usually.
just, honestly, like the man is just a national treasure. Like he
Oh,
just really is. He's so sweet, and just a bit as well where he's just pleading with the doctor, just don't go in, don't let him out. But but I'm not. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. So of course, everything I've seen, I'm trying to remain spoiler free and everything like that. So of course, when
yeah,
David Tennant's doctor regenerated for the first time back into
yeah,
David Tennant.
yeah,
Josh and Brad, mate, to the point of where they banned me from putting on. So we were watching through BBC iPlayer,
yeah.
and it got to the point of where they banned me from looking at BBC iPlayer just so I wouldn't see the little kind of like I can't remember what
Oh,
they're called
like
now. Like the little cover photos.
yeah,
Just so I did, and at the time I didn't think I was just like, well, yeah, I know it's Matt Smith. Matt Smith's the next one, and then of
yeah.
course that happened, and I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, fair enough, And then I'm sitting there thinking, I wonder if he's going to do the same thing again. I just
Yeah.
fully expected him to go back into David Tennant. But yeah, no, I mean, it's a nice ending, as you say. It's a fitting ending for David Tennant,
Mhm.
even though he comes back.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it is what it is.
He
But
always comes back.
yeah,
But that's
no,
what
it's
I like about him. That's what I do like about him coming back because I feel like he does feel like the only doctor that wasn't ready to regenerate.
yeah,
So it's
okay,
quite fitting that I don't know, there's something quite cool about that. That he was the only one that wasn't accepting of it, which is quite cool.
yeah,
He-
no, exactly. But yeah, so a fitting end for an iconic doctor. So the question is though, love it or hate it now?
I wouldn't say I hate it, but I don't love it.
Yeah.
You know, there are episodes I would much rather watch, and ultimately it was a good ending, but it took too long to get there. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
It
I
took
mean,
too long.
it's technically a three-parter as well, though, really.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if you watch Waters of Mars, it leads
Mm.
straight on into the finale,
Oh
into
yeah,
what would be part one of the finale. So you've really got to
definitely.
watch Waters of Mars and then just carry on.
I
Which
think
is, yeah,
if you include Waters of Mars, it's better. I think
yeah,
because it justifies him acting so annoying the whole time. Because it's like,
yeah,
oh yeah, like snapped basically.
yeah,
It makes
yeah,
sense, but I don't know. I just feel like he was a bit. It says, but he was just a bit too like winchy about regenerating, and
yeah,
it's like, mate, come on, mate. You know the deal, man.
yeah.
You've
Pass the
been
torch
doing
over.
this for years, you know.
Yeah.
Also, it's like you could be just dying now, but you have a second chance at not dying. That's something, isn't it? You know,
Yeah, yeah. It's
like
yeah,
I don't know. It's quite, but I suppose it is fitting for his character.
yeah,
That was his character, you know.
yeah. No, that's it. I mean, it was actually the
I'm not
script
doing
was for him
something.
not to be a whiny bitch, and David Tennant was like, "I don't want to let go. That's it. I'm not
Yeah,
doing it."
yeah,
Yeah, and they just like, but they were like, "We've run out of time. We just have to keep it in. That's it."
yeah.
It's yeah, that's good. So yeah, well, look, thank you so much for joining us here in the conversations with the companion. As I said, go check out these guys on Doctor Who Chronological. They're on YouTube, Doctor Who Chronological, and yeah, Tyler, thank you so much for joining us this week.
Thank you. And yeah, if you're ever watching any Matt Smith or Capaldi, let me know because I
Yeah,
love it. All three
well,
of us. Hell yeah,
yeah,
love it.
I mean, look, to be honest, the very next
Oh,
episode we're
no,
doing is the 11th hour, so it's the first Matt Smith episode I'm going to watch. So I'm interested to see about it, to be honest, because I know we're jumping ahead a little bit, but it's going to be interesting because to me, Christopher Eccleston was I wasn't as involved with him. It was he was there but regenerating into David Tennant, and then David Tennant was such a big part there. It's going to be interesting to see what I think, really. So. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But Tyler, thank you so much, and hopefully we'll have you on the podcast again soon. As
Definitely,
I
yeah.
said, check these guys out on YouTube, and yeah, thank you so much for listening. And back to the podcast.
Thank you for having me,
Yeah.
guys.
No, well, look, Tyler, thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. And yeah, so I mean, when do you guys record? Do you record like every week or?
I wish. No, we it every now and then. I mean, we sometimes it's months between, and sometimes I've just finished
Yeah,
uni, and one of the other guys is just starting uni, so we're quite kind of quite busy, but
yeah,
we record when we can. We've got a little backlog though. We've got 8 episodes out now,
mm,
and we've recorded about 12 in total. So
okay.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's difficult because like with us, so I mean, Brad and I live in the same house, so that's a touch. It's good. But the
That's
only
good.
issue, Josh lives in Dubai.
Mm,
So, best case scenario, I think he's 3 hours in front of us. I think because they don't have the time saver thing over there. We just apparently
yeah,
that's the thing we do over here. But then worst case scenario, like during the winter, I think he's like 4 hours in front, or it could be he's four normally and then five in the winter. And
yeah.
it just makes it a nightmare because I don't like when I work in London,
Mm,
and if I'm not working at home, I don't get back till 7:30, which for
yeah.
him is already late. So it's really difficult to do. But yes, I know the feeling. It's just you record when you can, you get stuff done, and that's it. But yeah, it's good. And I mean, so it's just purely YouTube then, or did you start out as a podcast and then went over to YouTube, or
Just YouTube, really. I mean,
yeah,
me and my mate Caleb, we've been making films on YouTube just for ages, just for
yeah,
a laugh.
yeah,
Not Doctor Who. And then so we were just like when me and my other mate James, we were like, oh, let's do a Doctor Who podcast, and we came up with the chronological order and everything.
yeah,
Me and Caleb were like, oh yeah, let's do it as like a video podcast because that's just what we know, you know.
yeah, yeah.
um,
That's good.
but it's I think there's something about hopefully it's people see it and go, oh, that's something different within the. It's like what you guys are doing with bringing in someone who hasn't seen it or
Yeah,
watching it in this weird order. It's like there's so much Doctor Who stuff out there, and it's finding a niche within that fandom, which is really fun.
yeah. No, it's good.
I
It's good,
think
and it's an interesting
everyone's
way to
done
look
this
at it as
before,
well.
so. Yeah,
You just,
it's
I
insane.
mean, how many people actually sit there and look at it chronologically and not just like kind of chronologically and in when episodes were aired, actually when they were set.
When they
So
were
it's,
set, yeah, it's like
yeah.
what?
So how far have you got? What episode are you up to now?
We just what in terms of what we've posted, we just watched. I see. I'll put up. We just watched Vampires of Venice, which is a Matt Smith.
Oh, Matt Smith's one. Okay. Yeah.
That is that's the latest one we've watched. We've watched a bunch. We haven't hit any Eccleston yet though because he obviously only had one series, whereas all
Yeah.
the others had three. So he's like really spread out.
Yeah.
But we are watching all of them, including the Shooty Gatwa ones as well. We're
Nice.
adding those into the order as well as they come
Yeah.
out, which like, oh, it's just so many episodes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'll see if I can find it because because we so yeah we the last one we watched was Vampires of Venice,
Mhm.
but we've got a few coming up. We Shakespeare Code is coming up next with
Okay.
Mon.
Yeah.
So that's a really fun one. We've also got quite a few cool ones coming up. So
Nice.
yeah, we watched Fires of Pompeii, Eaters of Light, which is 100 AD, Pandorica Opens, which is a Matt Smith, which is 102 AD, Girl Who Died, which is a Capaldi, which is 793 AD, Robot Sherwood, another Capaldi, 1190 AD. They went to 14th century and then like 15th century and stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of working our way
Yeah.
slowly through it. But there's so many like episodes set in the past, you know?
Yeah.
And every past episode is a bit slower, so we're getting through them.
Yeah, no, well, I mean that's the thing as well, because you'll hit a point where there'll be such a big gap between kind of there, and then suddenly you're just in the future, you know, and then
Yeah, you've got a lot in the future.
yeah, exactly. I mean, what's the plan with that? Are you just going to kind of guess and just say like, I think it's set before this, or like, you know, because I know some of them state, and then some of them don't state what the time of the date is.
There's a lot. I mean, through Doctor Who wiki and stuff, it's quite
Yeah.
easy to. We've managed to piece it together slowly, but whenever they say the year in the episode, we're like,
Yeah,
they
you can
dug up
actually
so much.
pinpoint it.
Like
Yeah.
17th century. I'm like, when? Yeah, it's quite fun. It was quite fun putting the list together and the timeline and
Yeah.
hopefully,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, hopefully, I think people enjoy it. And it's all about our friendship and our kind of reaction to it.
Yeah, no, that's nice though, and it's nice to do. I mean, you know, with Josh and Brad, I've known both of them since secondary school. So again, it's just nice that you know it was just one of those things. Josh just said, "Look, let's do a podcast. You know, let's do it." Because again, like ever since I've known them, they've always loved Doctor Who. They've always said about Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And it was just a good idea. It was just like let's do it. You know, because again, Doctor Who was one of those things that I'd always meant to sit down and watch, but I never got around to it. So it was just an idea. It was like, yeah, let's do it. But yeah, well, look, Tyler, thank you very much. So I got to stop because otherwise Zoom will cut us off, and and then there'll be an abrupt ending. But no, thank you so much. And as I said, you know, hopefully we can get the other two on as well at some point, and I'll try and get the other two from me as well. And yeah, but no, thank you for joining me, especially on a Sunday as well. I'm sorry, I was out all of yesterday. It was just one of those things that I wanted to do it on a Saturday, and I was just like, I just don't have enough time because we're recording the series finale on Monday. So I was like, I need to do it before Monday. So no, thank you for joining me on a Sunday. And yeah, we'll speak to you soon.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Right, brilliant. Cheers, Tyler. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Awesome. Thank you so much.
No worries at all. Cheers.